Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Monday the 30th of October. In this video we're going to do what we usually do on single stocks. We're going to look at two US and two UK stocks. In the UK we're going to start with HSBC, which has the code HSBA. They've come out with figures this morning, a bit of weakness. We'll see what we expect there, and we're going to also look at Millennium and Copthorne hotels, where there has been good news. And in the States, we're going to look at another both tech stocks. Facebook, they've got figures coming out this week. We'll take a preview looking at the charts, and we're going to re-look at NVDA. Let's look at those charts. So starting with HSBC, and today this candle today is, I know it's a weekly, but that's actually just today's candle, and you can see that it's an engulfing picture on the previous 2 weeks, so it could be a negative. Obviously it's Monday, so it's early days. Let's wait and see. Below the present level, you can see that we've got the rising 20-week moving average. That should give support at 735. Below there's the 50 average, which is moving up as well. Momentum has slightly shifted, although we are still showing positive momentum with the RSI at 55.98, but the MACD are tracking downwards. Moving on to the daily, and you can see that today's move has taken us back below the 20 day moving average, and we're finding support straight away at the 50. That's at 739 presently, virtually at the spot. You can see that we've had this pattern now. We've had three lower highs, so we could be creating a downtrend or a flag. Certainly it depends where we bounce from at this stage. If we go below the 50, then you could see the 20 roll, and then that could push us down to test the supports below 720. Momentum has been lost. Today's move's taken the RSI down to 46.88, and the MACD as well. Short term is diverging from the longer term and is shouting a sell as well. On the 4-hour picture, you can see that we're testing supports from previous lows on this 4-hour. A move below there would see us slip to next support, which is seen at 730. Negative momentum, RSI 38.31, and the MACD are just about to cross to the downside as well. Moving on to Millennium and Copthorne hotels, which is the code MLC, and you can see we've had a very good week a very good move over the last couple of weeks. We are now getting into resistance, and we're slightly overstretched from the moving average, so there'd be no surprise if there was some consolidation here. Upside momentum is very solid. RSI above 65, MACD shorter term just about to move above 0, but diverging in a bullish fashion away from the longer term. On the daily, and again, you can see the move to the upside from today's news. All the moving averages. We did leave this massive gap on the 6th of October. We had a pullback. It was great that the pullback didn't go into the gap area, and that confirms the bullish trend. Again, we're slightly we're very overextended away from the moving averages, so there'd be no surprise if there were to be some consolidation here, but there's good support between 580 and 560 now, which will hold. RSI obviously indicating very solid momentum, 78.36. MACD at very high levels, tracking sideways. Short term marginally below the longer term, so just keep your eye on that. And on the 4 hour, again, the move up today was a good bounce off the 20 moving average. Again, was slightly extended, especially from the 50 and the 200 after the gap. Good upside momentum. RSI 71.89. It's not reaching a new high on today's move, so perhaps a non-confirmation. That would be indicative of a sideways move, so there's no surprise there. And the MACD as well haven't quite reacted to today's move to the upside. Moving over to the States, Facebook, and on the weekly you can see we're in a solid uptrend above the 20-week moving average, and really as long as we stay above the 20-week it all looks good. The supports are just below 170 and then at that 20 at 166.56, and as long as we remain above there, this picture still looks positive. We've got very solid upside momentum, 75.42 on the RSI, and the MACD, although they're tracking sideways, are at a high level. The shorter term, the 1 day picture, Facebook benefited on Friday from the results from the other tech stocks, moved to a new high for the year. That was off a move back to support of the 50-day, which was very positive. It's great we've moved into new high, and I would expect the momentum, RSI 63.04 is showing positive upside momentum, and really one would expect a further push into higher ground. MACD short term nearly back up to the longer term still moving up. That will be a buy signal when that short term moves above the longer term, which if we have a sideways day today and tomorrow will occur. And on the 4 hour, here again it's a very similar picture to the daily. We found support at the 50 moving average, moved back above the 20, moving into new high ground. RSI 64.86, and here actually we have had the confirmation of the bullish picture on the MACD as the short term moves above the longer term. On NVDA, again here we are looking at the weekly in a positive uptrend, and you can't bet against that at the moment or trade against that. Just stay with it. Slightly getting overextended from the 20-week moving average, which is presently at 169.47. So a sideways consolidation would be beneficial to the picture. RSI is indicative of solid upside momentum, 77.94, with the MACD shouting a buy as well, the short term above the longer term. On the daily, very similar to Facebook, you can see that the stock benefited from the other tech stocks, moved to new high ground for the year on Friday. That was off a move of the 20-day with solid upside momentum. RSI 71.11. We just need that to get a bit higher over the next couple of days to confirm. We haven't got to confirm a non-confirmation there, so keep your eye on that. Likewise, the MACD do need to cross in an upward direction, so keep your eye on those. But as I said, any consolidation will prove short-lived and would be a buying opportunity. And finally, on the 4 hour, similar picture again to Facebook, moving into new high ground, back above the 20. Again here, like on the daily, the RSI does need to move slightly higher, and the MACD do need to cross. So that's been TA for traders, having a look at the HSBC, Millennium Copform Hotels, Facebook and NVIDIA. I hope you found the video of interest. If you are not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. You then get email updates when I come out with new videos. I don't just cover single stocks, I cover equity indices, commodities and foreign currencies. All the videos that I do on YouTube are for information only, and they are not an investment recommendation. I do a disclaimer at the end of the video. Please do read it, and that explains the whole situation regarding investment recommendation. I can't give you investment recommendations. I know on some single stocks I get people asking me about different stocks occasionally. I can't reply to those. Be aware of that. So if you do reply, you're deemed to be giving investment advice, and I'm not regulated with the FCA. Well, not anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anymore, and I don't want to be. So please be aware. You can put recommendations up, and I may look at them down the road, but it's not in relation to your comments. It's just I look at stocks that I think are interesting. Thank you.